writer.
Okay. Cool. Okay. We're on to our second panel of the Startups Meetup. And as I told you before about Split Tech City offering loads of opportunities, one of the co-organizers of the Startups Meetup is the Studencki Poduzetnički Inkubator at the Ekonomski Faks at the University of Split. And they offer loads of opportunity as well. It does not matter if you go to Ekonomski Faks. If you're at another Faks, you can come along, you can participate in the workshops, you can meet mentors, develop your ideas, and also they'll connect you with startup competitions so you can apply for funding and hopefully grow your idea into something amazing like, I don't know, something amazing maybe like Locastic. Who here has heard of Locastic? Yeah, a few people have heard of Locastic? Yes, there we go, good. A few people haven't. We'll change that right now. I'm joined here by two wonderful people who know all about Web 3.0. I don't know too much about Web 1.0 or Web 2.0. I know about CS 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 and CSS, but Web 1.2, 1.0, 2.0, I don't know too much about. But we're going to hear more about 3.0 because that's what's important as we talk about how to stay ahead of the game. The world is moving fast and we've got to stay ahead. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck behind like 70% of Castella. I can say that, I live there, right? So let's welcome to the, not to the stage, to the forest, these two lovely people. I'm not going to introduce you. You can do that for yourself. So, Mirela?
Yeah, hi, welcome. Thank you for having me here. I am actually from Austria. I was born and raised in Vienna, but I have Croatian roots, and I'm a marketer. So I used to be in marketing like for 20 years or something like that. Yeah, and recently I decided, to come and live here in Split 2 years ago, and here I am now.
And what are you doing now?
I actually founded my company like 2 months ago. It's called My Way, and it's related to AI and marketing services. Yeah.
Cool, excellent. And I don't know who you are. I haven't seen you recently.
Not yet. So my name is Antonio for third time in 2 days. I'm co-founder and the CEO of Locastic, but also I'm here in a role as co-founder of Block Split Conference, since we will be talking a lot about Web3, I assume, in the future. And this is my last session on this conference for this year.
Actually. You're going to replace me. I'm losing my voice. You're going to host the whole event tonight.
I'm leaving soon.
Cool. Okay, so we've got two guys here who love a bit of Web3. But not lots of people know what Web3 is. So I'm going to say a term, and you have to define it as if you're explaining it to your 83-year-old Baba. Okay?
Okay, let's try. The first, who knows what's blockchain, what's Web3? Like, can I get the hands? Okay,
but I'm going to give you a term and you're going to define it. Are you ready? Okay, we're going to start with what is... Okay, Mirela, you can start. What is AI? How do you explain AI to your course?
Okay. AI is actually when a machine or a computer, acts like a human. This is it. So if it learns, and understands like the human language and also can respond in that way.
And it can be related to anything? The information, it can learn any information, it can learn about images, it can learn about videos, it can read Wikipedia.
Exactly. Everything which it has been trained on.
Okay, so you have to give it direction.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. What is blockchain?
In simple word, it's a freedom. It's that decentralization. So in Web 2 we have complete centralization. So like for example, Facebook is owning your data. If you post some picture, it's not your picture anymore, it's ownership of the Facebook. In a Web3, we have something else. We have decentralized architecture, in a simple words, and we actually own our own data. And actually, what is more important, we own our own money. Even if you give, I don't know how many people of you know that, but once you put the money in the bank, you don't own that money anymore. So if something happens to the bank, you have some insurance, but in Croatia, it's up to 100,000 euros. But about that, you will not get that money. In Web3, you are like your own bank, so you need to protect yourself, you need to think about security, about your accounts, etc. But you are actually owning that money, and you can send that money and access to that money at any time, at any point, anywhere in the world. If you go to any bank in Croatia and you try to take like 10,000 euros per your bank account, they will ask you why. Why do you need that money? A second question, they will say you that you need to tell them at least 2 days upfront to get your own money, which is nonsense. Like, we live in that world today, and blockchain is something that's trying to change that.
What's a smart contract?
It's a smart contract is a simple program which do something. It's like, for example, lending the money. So we can program the smart contract. We can deploy it, for example, to Ethereum network. It's distributed, so it's not stored on one single server.
What's an Ethereum network?
Ethereum, okay, Ethereum. It's just one of the blockchains. We have many different blockchains. Ethereum is probably the biggest, with Bitcoin, of course, and the most popular. So you are developing your smart contracts, your decentralized applications on an Ethereum network, and you are deploying your smart contracts there. Once they are deployed, everyone can access and interact with that contracts. I will give you one example, which is very important. So there was Tornado Cash protocol, which was the smart contract, because if I send on Ethereum network money from my account to yours, everybody can see that. And what Tornado Cash did is that it was meshing the transactions. So I will send something to Tornado Cash, and you can take it from there, and nobody knows that I sent that to you. And then, of course, USA they put the developer to the jail, but they were unable to take down that contract because it's not hosted on one machine, on one server. It's not centralized. It's across different machines, and you cannot take it down. So Tornado Cash is still working. They cannot stop it. Of course, the people who made it, they are unfortunately in jail, but that's some other part of the story. But this is very important. You cannot stop that. So for any reasons, like if you host your own private website at any server, government can take it down. If you host it on decentralized architecture, nobody can take stuff if you host it on some blockchain solution. So that's a very important thing.
Okay. And often, Mirela, when we think of AI, artificial intelligence, we also hear ML, machine learning. Are they different things? Are they the same thing?
It's actually part of artificial intelligence. So machine learning is like, you know, when the machine learns from and data and experiences. For example, it would be able to detect a spam, an email. So, and then you have like deep learning. This is what ChatGPT is about. You know, you have large language models, and so different terms, but it's actually all about AI.
Every time we talk about AI at this conference, that helicopter flies over. Now, I'm not into conspiracy theories, but
maybe the blockchain is
it's
the reason.
Plenković. Okay, let's move on. So who here, let's have a look. Hands up if you use ChatGPT. Put your hands up if you use it or have used it. Good. Put your hands up if you use something that is AI but not ChatGPT. Cool. Put your hand up if you've ever been involved in machine learning, deep learning. Put your hand up if you have ever opened a dApp. dApp. Oh, one. Put your hand up if you've ever read a white paper. Few people. And put your hand up if you've ever used a smart contract. Cool.
Who has the wallet? That's the better question.
Who has a wallet? Who has crypto? Yeah. Who has invested in a white paper that went to shit and they lost all their money? I haven't lost all of it, no. I'm earning $0.01 a day. But it's fine.
That's still more than zero.
0.01. It's good, USDC.
I have something better for you.
Oh, tell me.
No.
Okay, later. Okay, good. So why use them? Why use these tools? Tell us, Mirela, why use AI?
Um, yeah, the first time I used AI, it was like 9 or 10 months ago. You know, actually, when ChatGPT was released to the public, and I was totally not into artificial intelligence. So I'm a marketer. You know, I was a classical marketing girl, so I was into fashion and stuff like that. So definitely no AI and no. And I heard about this tool called ChatGPT, and I decided, okay, let's see what's going to happen. And I remember it was back in January or December, it was raining here in Split, and it was 10 o'clock in the evening, and I ended up talking to ChatGPT until 6 o'clock in the morning because I was so excited and I just couldn't believe what I was experiencing, you know? And on the one side, I was excited. On the other hand side, I was kind of, I don't know, can I trust this tool, you know? And this was the day X where I decided for myself that I want to educate, you know, and I started to, I don't know, I subscribed to 1,000 email newsletters. I was watching YouTube videos. I watched AI summits. I enlarged my network. So I was listening to podcasts, a lot of information. And after a while, it became totally overwhelming for me. What I'm trying to say is that there were certain moments, although I was concerned and also kind of scared, you know, which grabbed my attention. And this was during a online AI summit, Mind Valley. It was really great. And they were talking about a book there. It was called Bold. And the book is about artificial intelligence, and it's about new technologies. And the authors actually predicted something which was very interesting for me. They said that between 1900 and 2000, we experienced a lot of changes, right? So what happened back then? So I don't know, the rise of the transistors, of TV, you know, cars, unfortunately, the atomic bomb, and the end of the 90s, yeah, the internet. And the same level of changes we also experienced between 2000 and 2016. So what happened back then? Facebook was invented, the iPhone was invented, Tesla released a car, you know, to the world. So the same 100 years of change we experienced in 16 years. And they predicted that this is going to accelerate. So 100 years of change between 2017 and 2022. The book, by the way, was published 2015. And the same 100 years of change between 2023 and 2026. So as you can see, the period's getting shorter and shorter. However, long story short, this was the moment where I realized that, you know, changes are something which is constant, and where I also decided to embrace this technology and these tools, because it's gonna shake you up, whatever you do, you know, in the future. And I think that if we embrace these tools and these opportunities which are given to us, you know, that we have the chance to have a huge advantage compared to other people. Or you can rather choose, you know, to sit back, close your eyes, be blind to it, and risk maybe your career, your business, your, you know, growing mindset, whatever. So at this very moment, we really have the opportunity to do our work better, you know, to free up our time for things that, you know, are more fun than work. We have the opportunity to develop better products, you know, to serve our customers better, you know, and it's all with the help of AI. So we can actually achieve things in a better, faster, and more efficient way. And this is why I would like to encourage everyone to just try it. It's gonna make your life easier.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Very comprehensive there. Why we should use AI? Use it or get stuck behind. Pretty much, right? Do you agree, Antonio?
Yeah, I fully agree with this.
And blockchain? What about that?
It's similar thing, basically. Blockchain is technology that provide us, as I said at the beginning, literally the freedom. Currently, we don't own anything of our data on the internet, and everybody is earning money from that except the people who provide the data. And that's Web 2. We provided our data, we built some social network, some social internet, we created a bunch of the content, but someone else, for example, Facebook, Google, are earning money from our data. Web3 can change that, and that's a huge hope for a better future. But for me personally, more important is this financial instrument where we can actually have our own money without governments, without any banks or etc. I don't think that banks will stop existing in 10, 50, 20, 50 years. There will always be some kind of banks, but definitely we have a lot of more opportunities here to change the way how we had a huge crisis in 2008. We have huge crisis again now, and it's usually dictated by something else, not by the people. And now we have some perfect tool that can change that, but I don't think that at this point we are like mature for doing that as a society. So
Okay, cool. So can you like you've both given us really good reasons why we need to embrace these tools. Yeah, change is coming. We've seen it happen already. We can learn from the past. So what is the importance of staying ahead in your experience? Not necessarily to do with blockchain, not necessarily to do with AI. You can touch on that if you want. But what about before? Antonio, obviously last night you were talking about your career and your life so far. We've got a different audience today. We've got an international audience as well. So can you just give an example why staying ahead is so important? Possibly, if you can, from a startup perspective as well.
I actually read one very good article which is inspired by AI 2 days ago on Harvard Business Review magazine, and it's talking about like that skills that we have right now, they are limited for 5 years, and in some positions only for 2 years. And that means after 5 years that the things that you are doing now and that you know now, they are not useful anymore. So you need to adjust yourself, and that's just 5 years. And for some position it's 2 years. So, and then I start thinking about that on my like personal example, and actually like in last 10 years I probably changed myself like 3 or 4 times. Okay, my job changed. I started as a software engineer, then I switched to management roles, etc. So that's totally different career right now. But in general, like especially with the AI, like for example, if you are not using AI, someone will use it and it will be more efficient, more productive, faster than you, so you will just lose that game. So I think how to stay ahead of the game, if that was a question, it's very hard because we all need to invest a lot of, it's not easy like today be, I don't know, developer, and tomorrow you need to change yourself and start being a manager or something like that. I'm just doing that as example. Any change in career direction, it's hard, so it takes time. So you need to invest your own time, and that time also costs some money probably, and it's not easy thing, because probably at some level in your life you want to have a comfortable life and enjoy like doing some easier work, etc. But in this new future, let's say like that, and especially in technology, I think that's not possible. We always need to learn every day and improve ourselves.
Thank you. Mirela, obviously you've worked in marketing for the last, did you say 15 years?
Actually, my entire life.
Your entire life. Yes. from birth.
No.
But yeah, and obviously marketing has changed massively
Totally.
over the last 23
Totally.
years and more.
Totally.
So maybe how have you stayed ahead of the game in marketing on an ongoing basis, and now as well with My Way?
Actually, it was not just about marketing, you know. I mean, I am a marketer, but I was always interested in doing different things as well. And I always have my mom in my head, and she keeps telling me, oh my God, I mean, you know, you have a degree, you finished school, and you're doing this course and that course. Like 2 years ago, I became, I don't know how it's called in English, mediator? Yeah. I thought that it would be useful, you know, because of communication, but I couldn't imagine myself doing that job. So I really did a lot of things, and this is because I think it's very important to also find out about yourself, to learn about yourself. Or, for example, you know, when I was a teenager, I thought that I need to become this web designer, multimedia designer. That's what it was called. Yeah, and I was begging my mom because it was quite expensive. And then I realized, oh my God, I hate it. You know, but it's okay because I know that marketing is that what I want to do, and that is what I can do. And I tried all the other things, and I think really that this is one of the most important things, to stay ahead of the game, to know what you want, and yeah, to stay curious, you know. And if you do that, you will have a lot of opportunities, and this is also very important for your personal growth. So
let's have a look around. So who here is in full-time education? Who's studying at primary school, high school, or university? Put your hand up if you're at a school or university. Cool. If you're not, if you're in the world of work, put your hand up if you still do workshops or courses, whether they're online or in person. Quite a few people. What about further education, like PhD? Is anyone doing a PhD right now? One person there. Good. Cool. And put your hand up if you're not doing anything. A few people. Cool. So those people that put their hands up there, you can, you know, take the advice. I'm looking at one person back there. No, I'm messing.
Maybe they are retired already.
I don't know. One guy
Maybe
definitely
they did
doesn't
a
look
lot of
retired. He's
money
wearing a
with
Code
crypto.
Easy shirt. But but there is something called CPD, right? Continuous Professional Development. If you're working for a company, I don't know, how big is it here, Antonio, that, for example, I'm going to put you on the spot now, companies offer their staff a budget for CPD?
I think that every company in Croatia in IT, that they have some budget for education. If they don't have, like, I don't know, they will probably lose the battle in the market. Yeah, but you need to invest all the time. Like in Locastic, they have access to any courses they want, books, if they want to go to some workshops or something like that. That's all available for employees.
Cool. So keep investing in your own knowledge. Soon I'm going to be doing a workshop on how to make cerne rizot. That's actually the truth, yeah. Because I have to.
Where did you learn to cook cerne rizot?
No, I haven't learned yet. I need to find a baba to teach. I have two potential baba who will teach me: a modern baba and a proper baba.
A lot of babas around you.
Always. Older lady. Okay, moving on. Is AI going to replace us? Can AI replace me?
definitely not.
Yes.
You didn't use ChatGPT for this panel.
No. Who said I'm lying?
What a waste of time.
Okay, I know that this is a question like everyone is asking that, you know, and I don't think that we need to be scared of artificial intelligence, or that human beings are gonna become irrelevant, you know. I mean, when I use AI, it is marketing related, so I do a lot of AI imagery. I use it for translations, for example. I use it for automation processes, like for emails, or for, I don't know, if I want to extract some kind of information from a PDF and I don't want to read it, or summarize YouTube videos. There are really a lot of possibilities where you can use AI to just become faster and more efficient. We talked about that. And so I use AI as a tool, right? And AI is what used, I told you before, deep learning. So it mimics a brain in a software, you know, and it's not um, so it's been trained with, or it's been fed with a lot of data. So if we take ChatGPT, it has been trained with books and I don't know, with the entire internet, you know, and it stopped being trained by September 2021. And this is also why, if you ask, for example, ChatGPT for recent happenings, it would know. I tried it yesterday in the evening, maybe okay, something changed, and I asked ChatGPT, do you know what Midjourney is? And I mean, no, it doesn't, you know. What I'm trying to say is that this AI tool, it lacks of characteristics which makes us human, and this is like critical thinking, you know, this is empathy, this is feeling. So it is a machine, you know, and this is also the thing where we need to be careful, and where it's also important for me to tell it here to use AI in a very conscious way, because AI is ignorant, you know, it sticks to the patterns it was given, and it would always go back to that. And especially when it comes to making important decisions, and if you rely to the answer of artificial intelligence or ChatGPT, I don't think that this is, you know, the best way. And I will tell you why. I want to give it 2-3 examples. For example, and this is from true life, you know, AI has been trained to help on in a recruiting process for a job, and the algorithm preferred men. Why? Because it has been trained with the data, you know. One other example was AI was trained to steer a car, and it was great when it needed to detect white people, but it totally failed when it needed to detect children or black people. And this is also an article I just read yesterday. Or, for example, when AI was trained to recognize like animals, you know, it was given pictures and it was trained by that. And when you would give it a picture of a husky, it insisted to be a wolf, because it was trained with data where both animals had snow in the background. And I don't know if this, in terms of decision making, you know, this is what I'm trying to say here. If a good explanation of why this is a wolf, and somebody would answer because he's sitting in a snow, yeah. And this is something where we really need to be careful. This is the ethics issue we have. But if we use AI, you know, as a tool that I mentioned before, like to make our lives easier, faster, more efficient, and also cheaper, I don't think that, yeah. And jobs, yes, they will be replaced, but we will also, you know, get new possibilities, and new jobs are gonna be created. And this is also one example. You know that before we had electricity, you know, there was really a guy who was running through the streets and he was lighting the lanterns. So then electricity came, and guess what? He lost his job. So, you know, but we have other opportunities. So yes, jobs, especially jobs which can be automated, will maybe disappear. Other jobs we would need to apply AI in order to be more efficient, but I think that is totally overblown.
Good.
I think that same situation will happen with the internet. Like that was the same thing. Like when we automate something, people will lose their job, but then that people will have enough time to do something else. And in last 20 years, we created more job positions, I think, than an entire history of the humankind. So I think that's true that some jobs will disappear, but a lot of new positions that we are not even aware at this point will be created because of the AI.
And as an employer, Antonio, would you like to replace your staff with AI?
But that's not even possible. Like from my position, I will talk now about developers, but it's the same thing with marketing, I think, or any other position. Like if you give that, for example, Copilot or any AI developing tool to the junior, that's not a good thing because they will just start picking first solution that AI suggests to them, and usually it will not be good ad solution. But if you give that to some experienced developer, they will be faster and they will do their work more efficiently. So that's the tool. If you don't use that tool, I'm using like AI in every day, literally, as my assistant. Even if I'm coding something in my free time, I'm using Copilot because it just saves time. And it gives me some, for example, if you, I don't know, if someone is developer here and if you're writing a test and you need some sample of the data to test it, like you need to type that for 20-30 minutes. It's just one tab because AI just generates that for you and it saves a bunch of the time.
Cool. So we're not losing our jobs. We're going to use AI as a tool. Antonio is not sacking anyone at the moment, so all is good with the world. Does anyone here work for a bank? Any bankers here? No? Okay, good. Is blockchain going to replace the financial system?
I hope so. So from my point of view, and the reason why Bitcoin was invented is because the current bank system is broken and how we are handling the money at this point is broken. So that was the main goal why the Bitcoin was invented. Today we are building an entire new internet and some useless products, etc. But if we go back to the beginning, I will give you a clear example. Like we went to Paris in July to one conference, and there was a bunch of the people from Serbia, my friends, etc. And we were like sharing the bills, etc. And they cannot use the Revolut because the Revolut is the bank in European Union. They don't have the banks in Serbia, so they don't have the Revolut. So how to share the money? If we are sending like 20 euros to the Serbia, that will cost more than that 20 euros. And the fastest and easiest way was the blockchain. It cost less than $1, and transaction was happen immediately. You don't need to wait 2 weeks to get your $20, euros, whatever. And even if the blockchain is the only technology at this point where you can send money from point A to point B at any point in the world. And that's not even possible with the banks today. So it's just better technology. I think the banks, there are probably definitely some banks own some patents on United banks of United States, something like that. They have a lot of patents that they are owning based on the blockchain. So even if they that implemented inside their own systems, they will reduce their costs. So it's just better technology.
Cool. And what about, like we talked about smart contracts and stuff like that, what about the legal systems that we currently have? Do you think they could be replaced?
I don't think so, because you that was like like you have always different stories going around, like, but it's very hard to replace like the lawyers. You will always need them in some way. And now if we switch everything to the smart contracts, which is not even possible at this point, you will still need some people who know how the legal things work. For example, in European Union, we have MiCA, which is very defined law about the blockchain and what you can do, what you cannot do. But you still need some lawyers to explain you that. But it's the same thing with the AI. If everything goes in that direction, they will also need to start learning and improve themselves in digital way.
So we can't get like an AI lawyer and blockchain smart contracts?
I have some friends who are lawyers, and they tried to use ChatGPT or some other tools for writing the contracts, etc. But it's still not good enough. It's more like if you have a contract, it can summarize it for you, but still, like, it's maybe some very simple contracts is possible to write it, but not really.
Cool. Great. So we've talked about
just for the people who are not maybe in the AI. It's from my point of view. I don't know. Probably it's not intelligent system. It's a system that just copy things that learn from large sets of the data. It's not even something new. That technology exists since 80s, I think, like neural networks, etc. I was doing some data mining things back in my college like 15 years ago. And so it's not new. We just now have powerful machines that can store a lot of data and can search through the data very quickly. So just do the test. Take the Midjourney and try to put your initials to some box. It's very simple description. It's very simple capture. I tried it, like my initials APM, and I lost like 2 hours with that. I didn't manage to get it because he understands it's a text, and just copy paste some CZ, TA, I don't know, whatever, like, and then my end solution was just, can you just put A? That was it. So it's not intelligent system because it's searching for similar images and then try to connect that images. That's how it works currently.
So we touched on the banking, we touched on future and jobs and stuff. Obviously, what we hear around us when we're not talking to, say, people that work in the sector necessarily, although sometimes we do, is a lot about, there's fear about AI, there's fear about crypto, there's fear about blockchain and how it can destroy us ultimately. And you have the inventors of it also saying, oh, like, for example, social media, everyone uses it. The inventors are like, oh, I wouldn't let my kids use that, right? Now with AI, once AI started being the difference now is everyone can use it. Before it existed, but none of us could easily access it like we can now. And they're saying, oh, we need to be careful, X, Y, Z. So what is the difference between what we're all kind of hearing on not a daily basis, it depends on if you read news and stuff, and what's the reality? Because you're working in the reality, you're watching the videos, you're listening to the podcast, you're running conferences on it, you're constantly around these people. What is the reality?
So reality is that we have AI now, which will be more powerful than the humans in the future, and you have blockchain, which is digital currency. So they will probably kill us because they have everything. They have intelligence, they have currency. They don't need human.
But they don't have empathy.
But yeah, but that's advantage. I'm kidding. Like, what's the reality? At this point, I think we already said what's the reality. Like, on the blockchain side, I really think it's a freedom. It's owning your data. It's taking care about yourself, about privacy, because nobody does that today. On the AI side, it's amazing tool that will, I hope, boost our productivity, and our output will be even better than now, and that will take us to some new inventions that we are probably not even considering that right now, because we are now literally writing songs with the ChatGPT and doing some images, etc. Some people are doing more powerful work, like summing up contracts, all communications with the clients, and then they have chatbots where they ask, like, what we spoke with the client 2 years ago, and you just get the answer immediately, etc. So it's everything aims at productivity and, okay, reducing maybe the hours of the people that need to work on that, but still, like, I think we just scratched the surface, and the future will be bright, hopefully.
Cool. Anything about the reality, in your reality and what you've read and seen? Is there fear in the AI community itself, or is it just kind of for everyone else?
I think everything has two sides. It's always black and white, and I think in terms of using AI as also the examples that I stated before, as long as we use these tools in a conscious way, everything is good. As you said, it's going to boost our productivity. So why would I spend for a task 5 hours if I have the opportunity to get it done in 30 minutes? Or why would I walk somewhere for 5 hours if I could sit in a car and get there for 30 minutes, So, yeah, I think this is a little bit of overblown, and to be honest, we are living with AI already since years, and now this is a panic here because ChatGPT is such a powerful tool. Everyone is talking about that, but what is about this face recognition thing on your phone, Alexa, Siri,
The algorithm.
Exactly. So this is nothing new. It is just, yeah.
But it's same with every technology. If we just go a step back, who will today who wants to live without the internet? Probably nobody here. Internet brought some very, very good things to us as a people, but also there is dark side of the internet. There is dark web, literally, where you can order a murder or drugs or whatever you want. So it's always, as you said, black and white. It will be same with the AI. It's just direction how we will use that. It's same with the blockchain. In the end, we got perfect technology, then we are only focused on scamming people and earning the money. But that's in our, like, that's how we think about it. But it's always bright and others.
So as experts, speaking to the majority of people who are not experts here, Can you give us some other tools that we should be using that maybe we're not using, like Midjourney? Who's used Midjourney? Oh, a few people, yeah. So can you give us a few other tools that might be useful in our day-to-day life, Mirela? A few trade secrets?
Depending on what you want to accomplish.
Social media posts.
Social media posts, oh my God. That I recently found out, like 2-3 days ago, I was totally excited about it, that ChatGPT has a plugin so you can connect to Canva directly. And this is so great. I mean, I don't know if you know about this website. I think it's called FutureTools.io. There are more than 4,500 tools out there, you know, for writing purposes. But the thing is that you would need to pay for that. And actually, they're like ChatGPT, you know, if you, I don't know, like Jasper, which is quite popular for writing content or blog posts or stuff like that. I mean, if you would like to pay $40 for that, that's okay. You can have it with ChatGPT for free, or I don't know, with Google Bard or with Claude or stuff like that. You would need to learn how to prompt, yes. That's the issue. But I don't know. I mean, depending on what you want to do, you know, I love Opus Clip. This is great if you want to do like short videos for social media stories. So you can really, with one click, it can make out of, I don't know, a lot of short videos, which would normally take, I don't know, hours.
And what about getting on the blockchain? Like for anyone here that doesn't, I think most people had a wallet of some sorts, but how would you encourage people to get more involved in taking back their data, their money, and stuff like that?
First thing, learn the basics. That's the most important thing, because through the basics you will learn about security and how to protect yourself. Because if you lose your money on a blockchain, there is no any insurance. There is nobody that can recover that money for you. It's lost forever. So basically, start with the basic, understand how Bitcoin works, then understand what's Ethereum, what are the smart contracts.
Do you have a suggestion where to learn the basics?
Literally go to the YouTube, but if you want, there is a lot of workshops that are organized by Ubik, which is NGO for promoting blockchain technologies, and also our partner in Blocksplit. So they have workshops through the years for few times, and literally it's the basics, like how the blockchain works, how to set up the wallet, what is the cold wallet, what is the hot wallet, etc. And then just put, I don't know, $10 in Bitcoin or Ethereum and do some interactions with some smart contracts, with some protocols, to get a feeling how it works and what is happening. And then if that's okay for you, just continue using that. But that's a good like first step. Try it with few bucks, and that will be enough for the beginning.
Thank you. So I want you to make a noise now. So I want you to make a loud noise if you're more likely to use the tool after these two have talked about it, or a quiet noise or no noise if you're less likely to. Okay? So for example, if I say AI and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to use it now, you're going to be like, yeah! And if you're going to jump on the blockchain and set up a wallet and start smart contracting all over the place, you'll be like, yeah! But if not, then just stay quiet, yeah? Okay, so let's start with AI. ChatGPT? Midjourney? People are still confused about it. Blockchain? We need to do a bit more promotion of blockchain. It's too confusing.
They will start using blockchain once Bitcoin is about probably $100,000. I'm kidding. But the problem with the blockchain is that user experience is not comparable with for example, ChatGPT, because you just go to the site and you start using that and you say like hi, and then something responds to you, etc. This is more abstract, and that's a huge problem for Web3, because that user experience part is not good, and security is harder, etc. And of course, most of the people here probably they will not have the use case in their everyday life to use blockchain. And then on the other side, in the AI, you will have it like, even if you are just writing post on a LinkedIn, you can do that with the help of the ChatGPT.
Okay, we're going to wrap things up because I'm going to give you 17 minutes now that if you want to, you can come and ask Mirela or Antonio some more questions about Web3, AI, blockchain, whatever you want. Because in 20 minutes, that's why you have 17 minutes, in 20 minutes we'll be starting down there on the main stage. So do a bit of networking, speak to these guys, find out the tips and tricks, which Mirela is actually also going to tell me. You got something for me to invest in, right?
Yeah, but maybe, yeah. But
oh, okay, after. It's just for us, not for you guys. Thank you for joining us here in the pre-show, part of Startups Meetup. We'll be back again in December, I think. I'm trying to look at my collaborators. They're nowhere to be seen. Great. Yeah, F you. Yeah, probably in December when we're going to hopefully have some financial side of startups. To know when it's going to be happening, look at the Split Tech City's socials on Instagram, on Facebook, on their website, and also look at the SPI, the Studencki Poduzetniczki Inkubator website, Facebook, and Instagram, because we'll be promoting everything on there. Thank you very much for joining us. A round of applause for these two lovely, amazing, future-minded people. And I'll see you downstairs in 18 minutes. Hvala.
Thank you.